Elizabeth Behrend, 637 Hamilton Avenue, and I'm a member of the Bethlehem Environmental Advisory Council. I want to start tonight by thanking City Council for passing the resolution back in October, urging the state to enact legislation that would reduce single-use plastic bags. It's wonderful to live in a city where the elected officials care about the environment and growing concerns of plastic in our worlds. Plastic pollution is only getting worse, but I find it hopeful to see how many concerned Bethlehem residents there are and how many of them are making changes to address this issue. A few weeks ago, the Ocean Cleanup released a map of the most polluted rivers in the world, according to how much plastic they have. And according to this map, of the top 1,000 rivers in the world, they contribute to 80% of the plastics in our oceans. Of those 1,000 rivers, there was only one in the United States that made the list, and none in Canada, and it was the Delaware River. That is very close to home. The Monocacy River feeds into the Lehigh River, which feeds into the Delaware River. So I believe Bethlehem has a responsibility to be more careful with the amount of plastic we use in order to care for our rivers and oceans. And just this morning, USA Today had an article about plastic pollution in our oceans, and in the article, a Scottish marine animal organization reported they had found a dead whale on one of their islands with 220 pounds of plastic in its stomach. It is not just marine life that is suffering from our plastic pollution. In June, the World Wildlife Foundation, along with the University of Newcastle in Australia, reported that humans consume an average of 5 grams of microplastics each week, and this is equivalent to the size of a credit card. Drinking water, salt, beer, and shellfish were the biggest contributors of our plastic consumption. Both tap and bottled water have plastic, and hardly any home water filters can remove these plastics. I'm not a doctor and I don't know much about the human body, but eating a credit card worth of plastic does not sound healthy. But like I said, I find it hopeful to see how many concerned Bethlehem residents there are and how many of them are making changes to address this issue. There is a movement starting in Bethlehem to change our plastic habits. In just the last few weeks, myself, along with a few others, have collected 100 signatures from Bethlehem residents in support of the EAC's proposal for an ordinance to mitigate the use of single-use plastics. While the state currently does not allow Bethlehem to pass such ordinance, these 100 people would still like to see some kind of action taken by the City Council to continue to reduce plastic bags in our city. And on another note, I would like to bring a state bill to the attention of City Council. It is Bill HB 1322, and it is sponsored by Representative Wendy Ullman. Basically, it would allow citizens of Pennsylvania to have an opportunity to collect beverage containers and return at redemption centers for payments. If you've ever looked at the label of a beverage container, it may say 5 cents or 10 cents, along with the states that allow buyback programs like this. So that's what they're trying to get passed at the state level. I would ask City Council to do what they did in October and send a letter to the state in favor of this bill. I'm not quite sure exactly how it works, but I would like to see City Council also stand in favor of this bill, HB 1322. Thank you. And then I have the petition with the signatures we collected, so I don't know where that should go.
We'll accept